Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing like a get ready chit chat get ready with me. I'm going to be telling you guys how I feel like early on in my pregnancy, what my symptoms, this and that and that and this. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this look and how I've been feeling throughout my pregnancy so far, go ahead and keep on watching. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I already went ahead and I did my brows and I prepped my lids. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my eyeshadow. So for this video, I'm not going to be going like step by step like what I'm going to be doing with my makeup or anything like that. I feel it's going to be more like a talk, kind of like a get ready with me, I guess you could say. I'm going to go for a semi-natural look because we're going to go to church. We're going to go to the club. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty nude palette today. I think I'm going to be going for like a pinky look, you know, to venture off from browns. So I wanted to make this video today because obviously I announced that I was pregnant and I figured, you know, I should probably make a video about how I've been feeling and stuff like that. For those of you that don't care, I'm sorry. This video is going to be really boring for you, but yeah, I am pregnant. I'm sorry guys, Cristo's home, and if you guys know Cristo, he speaks really loud, so if you can hear him throughout the video, my bad. But like, ni modo, I can't be like, hey, stop talking, you know, he lives here too. But oh yeah, so I am 15 weeks pregnant today and I am really happy, guys. I am being pregnant is obviously a blessing. Like, it's, you know, when growing up, if you're like a close friend of mine, I actually shared this with you probably. Growing up, I don't know why, I was always scared that I couldn't get pregnant. I was scared I couldn't get pregnant, and I don't know why I always had that fear ever since I was a little girl. I used to fear it a lot, that I couldn't have kids, blah blah blah. And then I met Cristo. And it was funny, like when we were dating, we actually had this conversation. And he actually told me that when he was a little boy, he also feared that he couldn't have kids. So that's like, it was really strange because that we both fear that. You know, it's not like, well actually it's more common than I think that women fear it, but I haven't really heard of like men fearing it as much. So whatever. We obviously got married. I got pregnant, obviously. We can both have kids. So I got pregnant and I'm really happy about it. And I still am really happy about it, but I can say that my pregnancy in the beginning was, I'm kind of still in the beginning, but like when I first found out, dude, it was rough. Like, it was rough, not in like physically rough. Sorry, my phone. Fashion Nova trying to get me to go spend my money I don't have. So it was rough, not in the fact that I was like physically like not okay, because I mean, yeah, I got nauseous, I would get really tired, but it was never like anything like I couldn't deal with, you know. So for those of you that don't know me personally, I consider myself a very strong mental person. It takes a lot to kind of like, unless you're like close to me, if you're close to me, you can get a reaction out of me, like my family. But for like somebody else, like, it really takes a lot to like make me upset. I don't know, like, I've never had like anxiety, I've never had any type of signs of depression. I was always a very positive, happy, you know, person. Like, I was just never that person that was like down or anything like that. Again, for those of you that don't know me, I do not work. I am a stay-at-home wife. So in the beginning when me and Cristo got married, you know, since we've got married, I haven't worked. So I would get up every morning, I would take Mac outside, you know, just do my thing. Like, I love to clean my house. I didn't know how to cook. I still don't know how to cook very well, but I love like learning. I would get on YouTube. Like, I loved like my life. Not saying I don't now, But I loved what I did every day. I loved my everyday routine. Like, I just loved it all. After I found out I was pregnant, like a couple of weeks went by. So I don't know why. I started feeling very sad. And it was like a sadness that like I've never felt a sadness like that before. And you know, I don't wish that kind of stuff on anybody, because I mean, as I said before, I never battled like any type of anxiety. I had many friends that did have anxiety. Bitch, I'm also out of breath all the time. I'm sorry if I keep catching my breath. So I was sad a lot and I wasn't sure why, and I was kind of embarrassed to tell anybody. The only people I would actually talk to about it were like, in the beginning, I think it was just my mom and Jesse. I didn't want to tell Cristo I was sad because I didn't want him to feel bad, because I guess this is kind of like, I have to explain again. I didn't want him to feel bad for working all day. So I kind of held it in by myself. Like, I wouldn't say anything, but it was just so weird. Like I don't know if you guys remember, in my last, I made a video once that was like, oh, my regular Monday or something like that. And in the evening, after all like my day was done, me and Krista actually sit down and watch TV together. And we still do that to this day. But at that time, when I was pregnant at like 12 weeks, and we would sit down and watch movies, like, oh my god, I'm so out of breath. I would feel like this sadness, like so deep in my soul, because like sometimes he would fall asleep, and there was this one point where I was so sad that I literally stood up and I didn't know what, like, I couldn't like hold it. I like opened all the blinds, like in the whole house. I opened the fucking doors because I just felt like I was like, how do you say it, like drowning of sadness, I don't know. And it got really bad and Cristo was asleep, but then I actually started crying and he woke up and he was like, what's wrong? Like, he was really, really worried. And then that's when obviously I had to tell him like the things I was feeling, and I felt bad because he felt bad, and I didn't want him to feel bad because, like, I guess I almost felt like guilty because, you know, as I said, I've always been scared that I couldn't get pregnant, but I've always felt like, wow, like, I felt like at the time I was like, wow, like, I'm over here like sad. And I know I wasn't sad about being pregnant because I wanted to get pregnant. I just didn't know why I was feeling the way I was. So I almost felt guilty about talking about it. And we had to talk, and he was like, you know, like, you're pregnant. I know you're the one that's pregnant, but you need to tell me this stuff because, you know, I'm over here thinking like everything's good in the hood. And low-key, like, you're feeling like super sad inside. And, you know, he pretty much told me he doesn't want me to feel alone. And then I wanted to talk to people about it, but not many people knew I was pregnant. And I didn't want to bother people because I was almost like, I was kind of like embarrassed to complain about it because I know having a baby is such a blessing that I didn't want people to be like, this bitch is a mother to see that, you know? Because it is such a blessing to be able to have babies, to bring babies into this earth. So I didn't want people to think I was like, oh my god, to see that I was just complaining about being pregnant. Because it wasn't the pregnancy. It wasn't like the side effects. It wasn't like me vomiting. I could deal with like the nauseousness I felt. I felt really bloated. Like, I could deal with all that, you know? But I couldn't, like, I guess because I've never felt that kind of sadness before. I couldn't deal with the emotional part. And I didn't know how to tell people. I didn't know. Like, the only people I could really... Jesse helped me a lot. So did Giselle. My mom was there for me a lot. And my brother and Cristo. Like, my dad. Like, my close family members. But, you know, like, I didn't want to, like, annoy them. I don't know. It was just, like, such a hard time. And still, I have, like, weird days. It's a lot better now. But it's, like, definitely rough, guys. Like, and I didn't, like... Obviously, I couldn't, like, get on Twitter and be like, oh my god, I'm having a bad day. Because nobody knew I was pregnant. Nobody, well, at that time, I thought nobody knew I was pregnant. And it was just really, really weird. It was like a weird time in my life, and it kind of like, I've always had like, I always knew having anxiety, having depression, and all of that was something really serious, because as I said before, like I had friends who had really bad anxiety, and I guess I always like thought I understood. I was like, oh yeah, I get it, like she has anxiety, like she just needs a moment. But no, I think it was anxiety. I would look up the way I would feel, because I would also, like, this was the weird part, like, so I would go to sleep every day, and I would wake up every day exactly at 3 in the morning, every single day. And it was like, I would like be asleep, and then all of a sudden I would just like open my eyes, and it's like I was wide awake, and I would wake up just like scared. I would just think of like everything terrible that could happen in my pregnancy, or like anything terrible that could happen when the baby was born. I would think about like just like the worst things ever, and that was really rough, because I would lay in bed, and it was like, just imagine it was pitch dark in the middle of the night, and I felt like so alone, and it was like the worst feeling. I will never forget that feeling. And you know, my heart goes out to people that, you know, experience that on a daily basis, or whatever it was. Like I would stay out, like, so Krista usually gets up at like 4 to go to work. I would wake up at like at 3, because of like the sadness I would feel, and I would still, by the time Krista got up to go to work, I would still be awake thinking and thinking and thinking about all the horrible things that could happen to my baby. And it was just like a really rough couple weeks, guys, and I didn't know like how to handle it. I would actually be like, okay, like I would try to like force myself to get over it. I'd be like, get the fuck over it, like millions of women get pregnant, millions of women have babies, like, no, it's nothing of the other world, so why are you feeling like so alone? And that didn't work. It just really, it was a rough time. And I remember that I would just like, then I remember like, obviously Cristo, as I was too, I was excited too. I don't want you guys to think I was like this like girl that just hated it, like the beginning of her pregnancy, hated being pregnant, didn't want to get pregnant. I did. I wanted a baby more than anything. I would pray about it. I really wanted a baby, so I was happy I was pregnant, but it was just like this fear, and I don't know what it was. I was so scared. But obviously Cristo was very excited to announce our baby, like that we were gonna have a baby. He wanted to share the news with everybody, and I did too. But at the same time, I was like so scared, like what if I miscarry? What if I miscarry? What if something happens? Like that stuff like goes through my head a lot, and to this day it still does. Like I'm 15 weeks pregnant, and I still think about it all the time. I think about like what if this happens, what if that happens. And I felt bad because I realized, like, you know, I was so sad all the time and feeling what I was feeling that I couldn't even enjoy the moment with Cristo. So the breaking point, I think, was one day Cristo went to work and I was just here at the house, and I was cleaning. I was actually sitting exactly where I was sitting right now. I was cleaning up my makeup room, and Mac was sitting like at my feet, guys, and I don't know what it was. Like nothing was it actually. I was just cleaning and I felt so alone. It was like the worst feeling ever. I felt so alone, and I just started to cry. Cried and I cried and I cried. I think I cried for like over an hour, and it wasn't like a little tear here and there. I was like bawling, guys, and I felt so alone. I felt so sad, and I didn't know what it was. I even got to the point where I just called Cristo and I was crying. He was obviously at work. He worked like, that day he worked like an hour from home. So he was really worried. He's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I just felt so sad. Like it was a sadness I couldn't bear. And he left work and he came home, and I actually went outside because being outside I realized helped me. So I would like sit outside. I like sat outside until he came home. And sorry, my boobage is just another side effect. Just another symptom of being pregnant. I sat outside until he came home. And when I saw him, like, to get to our house, like the road is kind of over there, so you can see the car coming. I just remember I started crying when I saw him, and I was just like crying and crying. And asked me why I was crying. I had no idea why I was crying, guys. I just needed to cry. So I cried in here, I cried out there, and then I cried like one more time before we went, when we came inside. And as I said, I've always been like a pretty mentally strong person. I'm pretty sensitive, but like, you know, like I know I can take on a lot in my plate. So I was just like, you know, I can't keep doing this. Like he has to work, you know, he has to work. It's not like he can stay home, because the next day he stayed home with me. Okay, where was, I'm sorry, I had to prep my face and do something really quick, but where were we at? Oh, so I was saying that Cristo stayed home with me the next day, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't, like, he can't stay home from work because I'm sad, you know? Like, I knew I had to do something to help myself, because at the end of the day, like, it was a me thing. It wasn't like, you know, it was like about like me. Like, I knew I was the problem, so I had to figure it out. So I talked to my doctor. I like read online, and pretty much my doctor told me like I have a lot of time on my hands and I'm not doing anything. So she was right. I got pregnant, and as it progressed, as I told you guys, I would wake up at 3 in the morning and stay awake until 4. Then I would get up at like 11 or like 12 sometimes. And I would wake up really late, and then I would try to go to sleep at like 10. That's not gonna happen, bitch. You know? So I would and between all that time I was extremely like lazy. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't do a lot. My house was absolutely disgusting for quite a bit. So I talked to my doctor, and she told me, you know, you have to keep busy because you pretty much have all this time on your hands and you overthink, and you're doing it to yourself. So she was right. And at that point I wasn't recording at all. I wasn't recording any videos. You know, I like recording videos. I think it's a lot of fun. I love when I put a video up and I can tell you guys, like, it makes my day. And I wasn't doing that at that point. I was just like pretty much lounging around my house, scared that something was gonna happen to my baby. Or like I would worry about something was gonna happen to my parents. At that point, so for those of you that also don't know me on a personal level, when I married Cristo, I came to live with him. And I moved like 2.5 hours from my house where I lived with my parents. And my family, we were really, really close. All of us, like my siblings, my parents, like we're all really close to each other. Moving over here, I guess I would cry. When I first moved over here, I would cry. But I would try to keep myself busy, you know? I felt like I was more in control of my emotions before I got pregnant. I would, you know, visit, like, Giselle, she lives kind of close to me. She was like probably like 40 minutes from my house. So we would hang out all the time. I realized after I got pregnant and I went through that, my little like funk, I didn't visit her as much. Or when I did, I just wasn't myself. I just wasn't myself, guys. I was just so fucking weird. And I didn't know how to break it. So after I talked to my doctor, I just like laid in bed and I was like, you cannot be like this person. You can't, you know, you're pregnant. This is supposed to be like one of the best moments of your life. And all you're doing is thinking about something's gonna happen to your child. And I'm not like that. I was never like that. I pulled out of my funk a huevo, like a fuerzas. I pulled myself out of there. And I started doing things that made me feel better. Like I realized being outside made me feel better. So I started going on walks. I realized, you know, going on walks made me feel better. So being outside would make me feel better. I realized being outside would make me feel better. So I started going outside and I was like, let me just go on a walk. So I would get up, do my quehacer, go on a walk. And I realized that when I would go on walks, I was so exhausted when I came back in. Like, I would literally like comer, wash the dishes, clean up, lay on the couch, and knock out. Like, I would be gone. And I wouldn't wake up in the middle of the night. So I was like, oh my god. So I started going on walks more because I was like, you know, and I would feel good about myself. I would wake up like energized, you know, to like start my day, which I wasn't before. I would like lay on my bed and just like cry for like 45 minutes. And that's what I started doing. I started like visiting Giselle more, asking her like, let's get breakfast, let's do this, let's do that, you know, to distraerte. And slowly but surely I'm getting a lot better, guys, with all like the help of my friends and my family. Like, I would call them like when I was doing quehacer so I wouldn't feel alone. Like, I am so blessed, guys, because I know a lot of people don't have that support, but I am getting better. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I feel like, you know, like a lot of people, like maybe there has to be another girl out there like me that almost felt guilty about not being like, oh my god, I'm pregnant, you know. Like, I felt like that in the beginning. Like, I was so happy, I'm so excited. I still am so happy, so excited, but there was a time where I was going through it, like not physically but like mentally, I guess you could say. And I mean, obviously then I spoke to my doctor. She's like, this is totally normal, you know, you have so much hormones going through your body, your body's changing, like all this stuff she explained to me. But at the time I felt so guilty about being upset during my pregnancy. I was like, wow, like tanto, I wanted this so bad, and now that God gave it to me, like I don't want to feel like ungrateful, you know. Went through it, I'm good now. I mean, I think I'm good now. I don't get me wrong, I still have like some days where I'm like not feeling my best, but I feel fine now. It's gonna get better now, thank God. I feel so much better. Me and Cristo go on walks a lot, and Cristo has helped me a lot. He is if you guys know, he really is like the sweetest person. And even if he doesn't, like, sometimes I just need a hug and he'll hug me, and he doesn't even know why he's hugging me, but just because like I tell him to, like, give me a hug, he'll do it. And you know, we talk a lot. I think going on walks with him and talking to him makes me so happy. And he was actually telling me the other day, like, wow, like it's really nice to go on walks with you and talk to you about my day. And it is really nice. So if you want to do something with your significant other, you should go on walks with them. It's really nice. Now I see why viejitos do it all the time. That was the beginning, so I guess I just wanted to make this video to talk about my experience. And you know, if any girl out there gets pregnant and feels the way I felt, like, to not feel alone, because like, you know, it's real. Like, I think I also felt bad because I would watch a lot of YouTube videos about girls like talking about their pregnancy, and I don't know, would talk about being sad. So I'm like, damn, like I'm really this like ungrateful bitch. But I mean, then when I went to the doctor and she's like, oh no, this is normal, a lot of people feel this, I was like, I am 15 weeks and then in. I am really excited to find out the gender of the baby. We want to do a gender reveal, so I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. And I ask Cristo all the time, like, what do you want, a boy or a girl? And he tells me that he doesn't care as long as it's healthy and a happy baby. And I think the same thing also, like, as long as my baby's healthy and happy. In the beginning I was like almost positive I was having a boy. Like, I was like, I really think I'm having a boy, just because whenever I talked about the baby, I referred to the baby as a him or he and blah blah blah. So I felt like I was having a boy. And I really felt that, but now, like, I'm not sure, because like so many people are like, you're having a girl, you're having a girl. I'm just like, oh my god, am I having a girl? I think I would really be happy with either or. I'm excited. I think it's like exciting to do a gender reveal because like you can find out with all your loved ones at the same time what the sex is gonna be, you know. I can't even like believe, like, we're gonna have a kid. Like, we were talking about it the other day and I was like, damn, we're really responsible for another life to make sure like it survives, you know. And it's kind of crazy because like sometimes I feel like, you know, I'm still like a kid myself. I don't feel like I'm any different than when I was like 16. And then plus I run another gender, so we can start like planning his nursery. Me and Cristo are like on Pinterest, like looking pictures up, trying to figure out like what we want to decorate the nursery. Like, he gets so excited. Like, guys, when I say nobody wanted a baby more than Cristo, he wanted a baby so bad, as you could tell by the that's how he talks to our dog. Can you imagine how he's gonna talk to his child? Sometimes I think about it and like, can you imagine those women that like something happened, maybe their husband died or for some reason the father isn't in the picture? Like, that has to be rough. My heart goes out to them, honestly, dude, because Cristo helps me a lot, like a lot. I get mad at him too, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I get mad at him. Pobrecito, one time he was sitting in the sala and he was just like staring at me. I was like, what? And he's like, I don't even want to say anything because like I'm scared you're gonna get mad. Because when I don't know why, like, as I said, like, I'm like a kind of different person now that I'm pregnant. I get like real mad real quick. I will like punch you in the face really fast. And pobrecito, I feel like he's gotten like the worst end of it because like, hello, we live together, you know. There's no confianza in between us. But he's taking it like a champ. He's not being a little bitch about it. I also feel bad because like I'm kind of bored now that I'm pregnant. Like last night there was a baile and I know Cristo wanted to go, but like I wanted to go too. We were all about it, but and like I didn't bring it up and I feel like she didn't bring it up either. Like, it was like we both knew kind of that I was tired. So we just stayed home, and I feel bad because like, you know, we used to go out a lot. But I'm just really tired, guys. And can you imagine like being tired, pregnant, tired, the only one that's probably sober. Like, I'm like, maybe like later in my pregnancy, because they say, you know, in your second trimester, you're not as tired. Again, I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant, but I like feel like weird, like I'm kind of like bad posting stuff about being pregnant, because I feel like, you know, what if there's other women going through the struggle of trying to get pregnant, and I don't want to like rub it in their face, you know. It's like kind of weird that I know it's like a weird thing that like I should probably enjoy I should like not care and like post things, but I feel bad. I'm like what if there's someone out there like that just took a negative pregnancy test and they get on Facebook and I'm over here like, oh, I'm pregnant, you know. Like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, rub it in everybody, like I don't want to rub it in somebody's face if they're going through a hard time right now, you know what I'm saying? Oh god, I'm sorry guys, I feel like I've literally been talking for like 50 hours. I wonder all the time like what the baby's gonna be like. Is he gonna be like, I know he's gonna be like super inquieto, because I feel like, because I was really inquieta. Cristo was pretty inquieto too, de niño, so I mean, if he does come out inquieto, like obviously like he has who to take after, you know. But I wonder like his personality, is he gonna be like outgoing, is he gonna be quiet, is he gonna like to read, is he gonna like to do sports, is he gonna like to, you know, it's like things like that I wonder. The way he looks, he can look like me or Cristo, it's fine. You know, that stuff doesn't really bother me. I know there's some women that like, it really bothers them when people tell them their kids don't look like them. But I don't think I'm gonna be one of those. Like, if he doesn't look like me or she doesn't look like me, it's okay. I know I made them in my belly. Now, if I have like 30 kids with Cristo and not like a single one looks like me, I might be like, really? None of y'all could have looked like me? Alright guys, and that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and listening to what I have to say. I hope at some point you guys got out of this video. I was just showing you what I really have been feeling through my pregnancy and not that I was complaining the whole time. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!